Hey everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Bad Boy Gaming. My name is Joey Moss, and today we're going to get into some Ravnica Allegiance spoilers. Not only that, but we're going to talk about a new mechanic, and in my opinion, it's probably one of the top 10 mechanics in Magic the Gathering. It is pretty crazy. Before we get into all this, a great way to support the channel for absolutely free, simply be a subscriber and hit the like button. It goes a long way. And if you'd like to be one of the first to get a notification when a new video drops, hit the bell button and you will be in that elite squad of ninjas. Let's get into this. Starting out with Gate Colossus. It is an 8-drop. Artifact Creature Construct. What's cool is this spell costs 1 less to cast for each gate you control. And also, Gate Colossus can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. That's pretty big, I'd have to say. Whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, you may put Gate Colossus from your graveyard on top of your library. It's an 8/8. This thing could essentially be casted for like nothing. Nothing. You can cast this thing for free, and when it dies, just bring it back. The only downside is it doesn't like have like trample or anything big on it. So you're gonna have to really equip this thing with something in order to make it a big threat, or maybe give it something to flying abilities. Just something. It needs something else. Otherwise it's a big dummy for the most part. For those of you not familiar with gates, I just threw a picture of a gate up here. We're also going to be seeing 5 new gates come out in this Ravnica Allegiance set. But just a quick little. This is what is going on with the gate decks right now. Scenario, Guild Summit is a great card to include. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap any number of untapped gates you control and draw a card for each gate tapped that way. And also, whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. That is pretty big for card draw. You would definitely probably wanting to run in blue if you're trying to go the whole Guild Gate route and construct one of these decks. I think I'll do it just for the fun of it. I don't see gate decks being competitive, at least not yet. Glaive of the Guild Pact, it's a 2-drop. It came out, well, we already know it's already out, but equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each gate you control and has Vigilance and Menace. So yeah, maybe this will be something you can equip on the construct. It's an 8/8. Possibility. Gatekeeper Gargoyle, it's a 6-drop. Flying Gatekeeper Gargoyle enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each gate you control. So, yeah, maybe. I mean, they just need something better. But you could have a flyer that essentially is like a 10/10 hit the battlefield, for 6. That's a pretty big threat. But definitely you're going to have to equip these kind of creatures with something more. They need that push. A great way to go and dig for gates, as you know already. Search your library for up to 2 basic land or gate cards. Circuitous Route does that for you. You drop them right onto the battlefield, which is pretty big. District Guide also allows you to search up for a basic land or gate card, reveal it, and then put it into your hand, shuffle your library. And one other card so far. These are all the cards that benefit gate decks right now. Garrison Sergeant. He's a 5-drop. Boros. Creature via Shana Soldier. It has double strike as long as you control a gate. No, you're probably not going to want to play this even in a gate deck. I mean, unless you're pumping this thing up, or something else. I'm sorry, but a 3/3 double strike, it's not phenomenal. But if you're going the gate route and you're out of options, I guess why not throw this in there? Hopefully we get like another 5 or 6 cards that benefit gates hugely. I'm sure Wizards will do that for us in Ravnica Allegiance. We'll see. Also, inclusions are Awakened Amalgam you can throw in a deck like this. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of differently named lands you control, so that's pretty cool. That'll get big. It's a 4. Again, got to equip this. Like, a lot of these cards just don't have a secondary ability. They all get out, and they're huge and powerful, but then what do you do for me after that? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Also, Chamber Sentry. It's a 25-cent card. I'm calling this right now. Chamber Sentry is going to jump to at least $3 within a month and a half time. Call me crazy. Call me Joey Moss. Call me stupid. I don't care what you call me. No, I do care. Call me honey. Chamber Sentry, X to bring out. Chamber Sentry enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. Yeah. That helps. X, tap it, remove X +1/+1 counters from Chamber Sentry. It deals X damage to any target. And then the last ability, I wish it said you could put it back onto the field. You tap one color of each mana, return Chamber Sentry from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, I get it. He would just die if he didn't have that, if you have to return him to the battlefield, but whatever. Chamber Sentry, I'm telling you, it's going to go up in price. There's other cards that are going to benefit it, not just these guild gates and all that, but trust me, we're going to see something with Chamber Sentry happen here. Oh boy. Oh boy. One, I love the artwork. Let's just stop and recognize that beauty for one. But humans are coming back in a huge way. They are gonna be a force to be reckoned with. We've already seen some powerful ones. This is just a common, but this common is going to see play. It's got Vigilance and the Afterlife 1. What is Afterlife, you ask? Well, when this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Notice it says Afterlife 1. So what does that mean? Could it be Afterlife 2? Could it be Afterlife 3, 4? I don't know. But basically we have a guild that is a Doom Traveler, but better. That's what we're looking at right now. And there's a lot of cards that will combo nicely with this Afterlife. We'll get to those in a second. One of which, if we get a sack outlet, we have to get a sack outlet. It's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Alonda the Dusk Rose is going to combo beautifully with a sack outlet. Lifelink, whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Alonda the Dusk Rose. Yeah, that's beautiful. When Alonda dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink where X is Alonda's power. I mean, unless she's exiled, which I'm sure we're going to see more removal with exile in it. Alonda's going to be a huge threat. So keep that in mind. If we get a sack outlet, we really need it. Plus, I mean, that'd be fun for aristocrat builds and all that. I'd love to see aristocrats go off in standard. That'd be funny. Next up, we have this handsome deuce drop, Tith Taker, human soldier. During your turn, spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponents activate cost 1 more to activate, unless they are mana abilities. It's also got the Afterlife 1. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. He is a deuce 1. So what does it all mean? It just means, well, anyone that's playing like lightning strikes or running stuff like that, it's going to cost them 1 more to cast those kind of spells when it's your turn. If they're looking to counter something that you throw out there, it's going to cost them 1 more as well. So I think this is going to be a nice aid. I think mostly we're going to see a lot of sideboard action with it, but I could be wrong. I mean, I'm sure there could be main boarded as well. It depends on what kind of deck you're going, but honestly, if you're doing the Afterlife route and you're trying to spam out like tokens and stuff, you know, we'll get to that in 1 second. This is probably a good card to play, probably a main board for it. We're going to see some of this. We're going to see a lot of these at main board, but just imagine an Afterlife with X. And now imagine Afterlife with an X space X/X. That could get out of control really, really fast. I'm just saying, think about it. Will Wizards drop something like that on us with the XXX? I don't know, but it sounds hot just to talk about it, don't it? White Control's getting a little perk with this card for sure. Let's talk about Afterlife for a moment, okay? Afterlife is an amazing mechanic, especially in this current standard. Supreme Phantom is a lord. Flying other spirits you control get +1/+1. It's a 1/3. So already you're pumping up whenever one of these white and black spirit creature tokens hits the battlefield. They're getting juiced up. Divine Visitation. Blue, man, Azorius is going to be nasty. Blue and white is going to dominate. So far, it's looking that way. Enchantment. If 1 or more creature tokens would be created under your control, that many 4/4 White Angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance are created instead. Now, I understand it is a 5-drop. It takes a while to get there. But Divine Visitation is a bomb. If you're running nothing but this Afterlife in your deck. If that's the main focus of your deck, you want to have Divine Visitation in your deck. At least 1 or 2 copies. I mean, don't get crazy. I've built decks with using 3 and 4 Divine Visitations, but when a second one hits, it doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything else. The effect's still the same. You don't get 2 tokens for it. It's only 1. So keep that in mind when you're building these decks. But you can expect Divine Visitation, Supreme Phantom to jump up in price a little bit more. Absolutely. Thalia, Guardian and Throbbing. Yeah, they're cute. Look at them together, guys. You got Tith Taker, and now you got Guardian and Throbbing. Aren't they adorable? They're both going to slow up your opponent. And the combination of them together is rather terrifying. So maybe some sideboards. I mean, obviously, Thalia is more powerful, and we're talking about modern here, guys. Tith Taker, man, he's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he comes with a little something all extra. You got the Afterlife one, you know. Some people are arguing he's like a Doom Whisperer, but you got to pay 1 more for him. I thought that was funny. If you agree with that person, let me know. I'd like to hear about it. That's funny. Support the channel, again, simply by subscribing. It does mean a lot. Don't forget, hit the bell for notifications, and like the video. It does go a long way. I'm not sponsored by anyone other than my patron support. That's the only people that sponsor this channel, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want to annoy you guys with advertisements other than myself. I'm advertising you like the channel and subscribe to it, and I think that's fair, because who else is going to do it for me if I don't? But I don't want it to be plagued with all these other things like, hey, go check out this website, or hey, go do this, you know. I think that kind of takes away from a creator, and I don't want to lose that. I don't want you to lose my creativity. So I appreciate you guys, man. As always, peace, love, and affection.